Have an opportunity to talk with the Chief of Staff for the Vice President. And this is the subject. Stocks remaining volatile today after the Dow Jones fell sharply again yesterday, rallying just a bit today, closing below 20,000 yesterday for the first time in 3 years, nearly wiping out all of the gains of President Trump's presidency. Shares of companies that are America's backbone, like Hilton, Ford, American Airlines, have been in free fall in recent days, as you know. Although Hilton, at least, is back up today. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell spoke about phase 3 of a stimulus package earlier. Watch.
This is a form of emergency tax relief that we want to push to taxpayers right away. It's not an ordinary policy, but this is no ordinary time. The American people need help, and they need it fast. This will deliver it.
Marc Short is Chief of Staff for Vice President Pence. So glad for your time today. Let me jump right in. What is coming in terms of what's already passed and this phase 3 for Americans and stimulus?
Well, Harris, thanks for having me. I think that what's most important is immediate relief to financial relief to the American people, because we believe that if you look at what's happened in China, you look at what's happened in South Korea, these outbreaks have about an 8 to 10 week lifespan where it's most intense. We've actually seen data in South Korea that's even a little more encouraging than that. So if we're able to get the American people to abide by the guidance that the administration has put forward, we think we can shrink the duration of the outbreak and also lower the severity of it. And so we're really trying to focus on those people who are most impacted by losing hourly wages, losing their short-term jobs. And so we do think that in some cases that is actually tax relief. And it's also making sure that small community banks have the liquidity that they need, so that for those small family-owned businesses that need cash to continue payrolls, they're able to get that from those banks. So that's really a focus, is making sure that the small and community banks are liquidated, because we think that the big banks are in good shape right now.
So will people get checks?
I think that will be a part of one of the measures. I think that, you know, when you come together on anything like this, there's going to be a bipartisan element that brings multiple different ideas together, and it seems that is one that has a lot of support on Capitol Hill.
Marc, is this moving fast enough?
I think actually what you're seeing is significant cooperation among Republicans and Democrats. We're encouraged with the pace that it's moving. And we're also, Harris, really encouraged by the cooperation we're seeing from the American people. It's not just individuals that are practicing the social distancing, but businesses that are encouraging it, as well as churches and faith communities. And so we think the spirit of America coming together in this moment to help defeat the virus at this time is an encouraging sign. And we do think that actually Congress is working at a rapid pace as well.
All right. I'm sure voters will continue to put pressure on Congress if they think it's not moving fast enough. You and I have known each other for a while, so I know that this is right down your alley. We're going to try something new here. We're going to give you one of our viewer questions. You ready? This is Erica T. from a rural area, and she has this question. Let's watch.
My town of a little over 5,000 still sees travelers coming through using gas stations, restaurants, and hotels. We have one small hospital with 25 beds and one respirator, and several outlying towns with no such facilities. The closest major hospital is over an hour away. My question is, what contingency plan does the government have to support rural areas?
Marc, this is a tough one.
No, it's a great question by Erica. I think that what the federal government does is it develops plans that they cooperate with all states. And so really, state and local governments have their own plans in dealing with these sorts of pandemics. It's why we provide the guidelines for the states to implement. But I do want Erica to be encouraged. I think you heard some of the data today in which there are 3 states that have more than 50% of the cases, and there's really 10 counties across the United States that have more than 50% of the cases across the whole country. We don't want to see that spread, which is why we've pushed forward those guidelines to make sure we can contain this as best possible. But we do, in typically the resources that are provided, the president has, by declaring a national emergency, set up FEMA to have an emergency operations center active in all 10 regions of the country, so governors can work with those individual regional administrators to make sure that the hospitals and others have the equipment that they need.
Yeah, that's important. I know the Defense Production Act, too, the president was talking about when he might trigger some things. When you hear that one breathing apparatus for people in duress, that they only have one, that, no matter what configuration you have, is disturbing. I'll give you a quick last word.
Well, actually, we actually have a lot of ventilators that are being distributed across the country. But even more importantly, the respirator masks. There has been, I think, a lot of breakthroughs here because the legislation that was pushed with this administration's help provided some liability protection. So the construction masks that typically producers like 3M were reluctant to sell to hospitals because of fear of lawsuits, we've actually made that easier. So they've already been produced and they're now getting distributed to hospitals across the country.
That is good information. Marc Short, the Chief of Staff for our VP. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks, Harris.